Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and it's been a minute since I have recorded any content for the Minister of Beauty channel, but today is the day before New Year's Eve, but this will actually be going up on the channel on New Year's Eve. So I honestly have had a lot going on in the past week, and I've had a lot going on this year. I just thought I would do a vlog style video, just kind of like a stripped down video. So I don't have on any lashes, definitely don't have on any makeup. My hair is a bit of a mess, which is a little bit of representative or representation of some moments of my life this past year. So I thought I would do sort of like a rewind year in review of 2022. It just kind of shares some things that I have been going through, and I've shared a few things on the channel which, to be honest with you, has been out of my comfort zone, because on my channel I share the Bible, and the Bible stands for business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment. I am a business owner. I am a licensed esthetician. I am someone who tries my best to inspire other people while at the same time trying to inspire myself, because even in the Bible, the literal Bible, it says that you should be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and you should be renewing your mind daily with things that are going to inspire you, things that are going to help to build you up and to grow. So I try to do that in helping in other different ways with others and not just myself. And then, as someone who is a licensed esthetician, I like to talk about things beauty related, and I like to just maybe share some life vlogs every now and then, life situations, and then I want to share some things that may be enjoyable, because life should be enjoyed. But I also understand that life is life, and sometimes, like they say, life be lifing. That's a term to just talk about like some of the things that go on that you do not anticipate, you don't plan for, but it happens, and you just have to do your best to get through it. This year, honestly, 2022 has been different. It hasn't been the worst of years, but it definitely, I would say, it hasn't been like one of my best years. And just when I say that, I'm talking about overall. I'm not talking about a dollar figure or a dollar amount. It's been a lot of heavy duty situations that have caused me to just at moments feel like, what do I want to do? Do I want to continue to do the things that I have been doing, or do I want to do something different? What is going on? Can I make it another day? Because I have those moments. I've shared with you guys who are on the channel, who've seen my previous videos, where I've talked about my husband being someone who he is a veteran and who has also worked in very hazardous zones overseas, and how he has PTSD. He has been diagnosed, and we're trying to get the help that he needs. It is a process, and it is really, really hard. As someone who is I've been a people pleaser a lot. I am someone who is a Virgo, so I try my best to, it's just innate within me, where I'm always trying to make sure things are so-called perfect, but that's just not real life. But it's a thing that a lot of we who are Virgos, we deal with. And I've been trying my best to check that, because I know that life is not perfect, and not everything that I do is going to come out perfectly or the way that I always wanted to. But as long as I'm trying is perfect. So I have been dealing with that, and there's been a lot of heavy duty moments with that, because I don't have a license to carry weapons. I don't even really know how to use them appropriately yet. I will. But to have moments where I have had to literally peel a weapon out of my loved one's hand when he said, "I'm tired." And I've already cried so much. I just said I'm not going to cry on this video. But the tears come up. But I've dealt with that this year on a number of occasions. And thank God it didn't work out. It didn't happen. But I've had moments where I would be so nervous because I'm like, God, I don't want to wake up to a noise from another room because he made an attempt and I wasn't there to stop him. So I have been on edge to deal with that while also having to go into my business, deal with employees, deal with clientele, deal with so many other things that as the owner of a business I am responsible for dealing with, and having to cover up and smile and act like everything is okay in my life when I know it isn't. So that has been really, really tough this year. And honestly, only by the grace of God, I can say that I'm still here and he is still here. And I am trusting that better days are ahead, that he will get the help and support mentally and physically and medically and financially, just putting it out there, that he deserves and that he needs. It has been a really, really tough portion of my life while also dealing with changes in our household, because one of the things that it has been tough to deal with as someone who has PTSD, one of the things for those who have this is it really is hard for them to stay on jobs. And he's consistently been working, but he has been going from one company to another company, and a lot of different companies want him to, to work with them. But one of the things that has kept him in the field that he had been in for the past over 10 years, working in different zones outside of the United States, is because of the pay. And a lot of the companies that are in the States do not want to or cannot pay him what he would have gotten paid when he was working overseas. So with the PTSD, it has kept him from working in these different areas out of the country. So he's been dealing with the financial aspect of not getting paid his worth while working in the States with companies that are in the United States, and feeling that resentment, but also feeling like, well, things could be better for me financially, but I'm not in a headspace where I feel comfortable traveling outside of the country. He had an opportunity to go to a country in Africa in 2020, actually, and he was going to be going to this country in Africa. They had to have him quarantined for 2 weeks in Virginia, and then from there he would be flying to the country to work. And he was begging me, please, I can't do this. I'm not well. I cannot go. And I never was forcing him to do it. It was an opportunity that he took. And I said, well, look, I'm not making you go. If you don't feel that you can do it, then don't go. Come home and work. And he hopped in his car and drove home like almost immediately. But he didn't tell the company that he quit. So when they were looking for him to show up at the airport, this was in 2020, he didn't. And so they thought he was a missing person. I didn't know that he didn't put in notice. So they were contacting me, and they sent the police to my home and to my business looking for him. It was like it was a missing persons situation, and it scared the crap out of me. And he just had that fear of going overseas, but he didn't handle it in the way that he was supposed to handle it. And so it was just a scary situation, and that was a couple of years ago. But I mean, since that time, he's been working with so many different companies, and I've learned, because I didn't understand it, it would be one issue after another, and another company would contact him, and they would give him another offer. So he would go from this company to that company, and so just over the past couple of years, it's been so many different companies that he's worked with. I can't even keep up. It's never been like this, where he would be working with one company for several years, even as a contractor, because contracting companies, they can win contracts and they can lose contracts, you know? So I have been dealing with that, and, you know, just trying my best to do everything that I can with, you know, holding down the fort with the household. And drinking has been one of the ways that he has coped, and it's not been a good place to be in. So I don't want his physical health to deteriorate because he's finding different ways to cope, because he's not getting the help and support that he needs for the PTSD that he's been diagnosed with. So it's just been a lot dealing with that this year. So 2022, in terms of dealing with my husband's PTSD, which by proxy I have been dealing with PTSD, because it has just been like one of those things you just don't know what you're going to come home to. And it's been it's been a real hard year with me in that. And I don't share a whole lot of what I go through, because also I'm just one of those people that I don't like to, it's not that I'm hiding anything or I'm trying to put on a fake front for people. I'm just one of those people that I feel like my situation isn't worse than others. So I don't want to sit and, you know, feel like I'm complaining about what I'm going through, because in actuality, I'm not complaining. I'm just talking about what it has been, and it has been hard. And so I just wanted to share and reiterate for those that didn't hear me when I did this video previously about my husband having PTSD. There's been this desire for me to continuously be consistent with bringing the content that I desire to bring to this channel. But honestly, there have been those moments where it's just like, I just cannot do it. And it was in my schedule, it was in my thoughts to do, but my heart, I just couldn't do it. And so that has been a lot that I've been dealing with this year. You know, being a business owner, that's something that never turns off. It's always something for me to do. It's always something for me to work on. So I've been doing a lot of things with my business. And even the day after Christmas this year, I moved one of my business locations to another space. We're still in the process of getting things set up there, but overall everything is complete, and I'm really thankful for that and excited about it. But of course, hiccups happen, stuff you don't expect to happen happens, and I've been dealing with that a lot actually today. So a lot of the things that I had planned to do when I was done working with clients earlier today, I didn't get a chance to do because other things got my time. And so all those other things that I desired to, you know, just do, I didn't really get a chance to do those things. dealing with issues with some employees. I will say it's been better this year. I am really hoping and praying that 2022 is the year where after this, I won't be dealing with any hardcore employee issues. I've just dealt with so much entitlement over the past several years, and even in this year I've dealt with it, with people that just really feel that they deserve something more than what they're working for and getting paid to do. And it just amazes me because I just never operated that way as an employee when I was an employee with any company that I ever worked with. I mean, I'm not asking anyone to give me more than what I deserve to get, but I just don't understand where people just want to take and they also want you to pay for them to take at the same time. It is crazy to me. I've had people that we thought were going to come on board, and at the last minute they backed out. And it's not just my company, other companies have been dealing with it. There's definitely a labor shortage going around. A lot of people just don't want to work anymore. I don't know what that's about. I'm not saying anyone should want to be a slave, but what's wrong with working? And that there's a big issue with that going on right now. So we've dealt with that in the business. And I've just learned a whole lot more about myself, what I deserve, what I have, a lot of the things that I have been through, not just in this year, but previous years, things that I've helped people out in major ways and I didn't get it reciprocated. Not that I even asked for help in return, but I help you out and then you burn me and you backstab me as a thank you. Like, dealing with that has just been a lot. I'm not going to put all of that in this video because, again, that is a long story and I will be writing about it, because I feel that those types of stories, if I'm going to share them, the people who like to read, those should be the people that would be privy to that information. So I will write about it when the time comes, and that's actually happening now. So I'll let you know when the books are done, because it's books, not just one book. My son, our son, my husband and I, our one and only child, he is an adult and he has been somebody that I have just really been praying for, because for a lot of years he just didn't really have, I felt like, the drive to be more than what he was being. And I feel that I have lived by example. My husband, his dad, has lived by example. And it's not all the time when your children are going to do what you want them to do, or even use the tools that you have given them to build a better life for themselves. I don't know what it is, but sometimes they want to go through things the hard way, and he has been one of those people. I'm thankful that I'm not a grandmother, so he doesn't have any children. So I can say that, he has not been perfect, but there's a lot of things that he could have been that are awful that he is not. So I'm grateful for who he is, and also grateful for who he is not, that is negative, because I know people my age that are grandmothers and I'm not. And, I had him when I was a week before my 16th birthday, and he is 28 now. Yeah, he turned 28 years old in August. It's crazy for me to say that I have a child that's 28 years old, but I do. And I'm not a grandmother. He doesn't have any children, so I'm grateful for that. But he is in a place now where he is really like, you know what, I want better for myself, so I'm going to do some things differently so that I can get better for myself in this near future. And I'm really happy about that. So that is something good that has transpired this year, because there were a lot of days and a lot of nights where I would just be saying to myself and talking to God, what is it? Why is he not where he could be? And just having the disappointment of having a child that's just not following the lead or using the tools that you gifted them so that they could have a better life for themselves. It just really disappointed me and discouraged me a lot. But this year, it's been better. And there were a lot of moments where it was like, wow, because he and his dad, they've had their blow-ups because the communication, and they just don't even really understand and see how alike they are. And when I'm in the middle of it, that makes it even harder because I see both sides. I literally see both sides. And if I agree with the other one, then I'm turning against that one. If I agree with my son, then I'm turning against my husband. If I agree, with his dad, then my son thinks I'm turning against him. And it's like, it's not like that. I am not saying that I'm on either person's side. I'm on the side of right. And if someone is wrong, I'm going to let you know why and point that out. But don't make it a battle. So I remember, Thanksgiving, we didn't have a huge, we never do that, but I did fix some food. I fried a turkey. And, my husband said, well, is he coming over to visit? I said, look, he may come over, but if your son comes over, can we just enjoy the day instead of just giving the third degree about what are you doing with your life and you need to do this and you need to do that, because I don't really want to hear the arguing. And that happened. He was able to come over. We just ate some food and that was it. There was no discussion about what are you going to do with your life and how are you going to do it, and don't lie to me and get out of my effing house or any of that other stuff that has happened, because it has happened. It's been a lot. But 2022, I've been working on some other things too, and I'm not going to say all of the things that I have been working on, but I'm really looking forward to a greater 2023, and I'm grateful for 2022. Has everything happened that I have wanted to happen yet? No, but I'm still here and I'm grateful for that. And that's all I can really do is just say, well, you know what? Things may not be where I want them to be yet, but as long as I have breath in my body and an opportunity, things can work out. And that's what I'm definitely believing for. So lots of hard moments in 2022. Again, I don't want to go into every little detail in every single situation. And I hope I wasn't too graphic. I don't believe I was, but if I was, I apologize if that was too much for you. But I'm definitely trying to keep it PG for the channel, and also just share a little bit more and be a little bit more transparent about some of the things that I have experienced, because I love being into beauty and business and talk about other things, but life has been real, and some moments life has been real hard. But I can say for myself, what has really kept me going is knowing what God has said about me and the promises that he has for me, and just reminding myself of who I am through so many amazing scriptures that has really encouraged me and that has given me hope. And so that has definitely been my saving grace. It literally has been my saving grace. Being able to just release to God in prayer, and also in therapy. I started therapy earlier this year, and I actually gave it a break for a couple of months because it wasn't anything wrong with the therapy I was receiving, but the person that I was getting assistance from, I just felt that her schedule wasn't jiving with mine, and there would be times where I had sessions booked with her and she would cancel at the last minute due to different things. And it just was one of the things I had to learn about myself. I've been so much of a people pleaser that even when it's someone that is supposed to be helping me and I'm also paying to get that help from, I'm being more understanding to them than they are being for me, and just saying, you know what, I need to stop doing that, cut that off, let it go, and seek support from someone else. So I finally decided to sign back up, reactivate my account, and seek a different person. And I did that. And I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I made that step. So being able to get in a therapy session before the New Year began was what my desire was, and I did that, and I'm really glad that I did. So it was a really helpful session. Looking forward to the next one. And I'm also getting back into physical therapy. I don't know if I told you guys, I may do a separate video about it, but I was involved in a car accident in 2021. My car was totaled, and I was going to physical therapy for that. And again, being a people pleaser, I was thinking more about just getting it over with and not trying to be too much of a burden. Yeah, I got injured, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So I'll just work through it. I'll go for some sessions and then I'll just drop it and then try to just get this thing settled out. But I was really hurt in that accident, and I'm still dealing with issues with my right now. I'm really feeling it in my right elbow. One of my breasts did hit the airbag, well, the airbag I should say, hit one of my breasts really hard. So I've been having issues with one of my breasts. I'm actually going to be having surgery again in the new year. Not looking forward to that. And also I've been having a lot of issues with my neck and sometimes in my back. And I said, you know what? I need to go back into therapy. So why am I downplaying this? I need to just do what I need to do for myself. So I contacted the attorney's office a couple of weeks ago that's representing me, and I said, you know what, just hold off on any settlement negotiations because I'm still in pain. So I'm going to be going back in for physical therapy. I'm just going to be paying out of my pocket because I need help. And I'm also going to be having surgery on one of my breasts in the new year as well. So they said they're going to hold off on the settlement negotiations, do what I need to do for myself. They'll get my records and my bills and everything, and once everything is complete. So yeah, because I'll do a separate video talking about that. I don't want to make this video too long because it's already longer than I thought I was going to have it. But yeah, I'm still having issues with that. So I'm looking forward to taking care of myself more and putting myself first. Sometimes I often put other people before me so many times, and it is not fair. I can't help anybody else if I'm a freaking basket case, or if I'm broken down and injured or hurt or frustrated or whatever. I cannot live my life that way. So coming into this new year, I definitely want to get back into me, taking care of me more than I have been, and feeling unapologetic about it. Not putting other people's feelings so much more over mine when it would put me in a space of being hurt or not getting what I need because I'm looking out for someone else. Like, that's not the way life is supposed to work. Yes, I'm a giver, and yes, I will do what I can to help people when I can, but not to my detriment. I can't do that anymore. I really can't. And I have done that a lot of times in the past. So no more of that. I'm looking forward to taking care of me so that I can take care of those that I am supposed to be taking care of, So 2023, what do I see for myself? Well, I'm not going to say all of that right now, but what I can say and what I will share is that 2023 for me is definitely going to be a year of just continuously seeking better for my business, better for my personal life, better for my health, better for my mindset, better for my inner spirit, better overall better. So that is definitely something that I will share with you. I would love to know what you guys are looking forward to in 2023. And if there were any rough patches in 2022 that you've gone through or experienced, feel free to let me know in the comment section. If there's anything that I can do to encourage you, I will definitely try my best to do that. And the reason I shared everything that I have shared, which honestly may sound like a lot, but it really isn't everything. And it isn't even a whole lot of what I have gone through that I've shared, because I just wanted to condense this as much as possible. My hope in everything that I have said is that it will help someone in some way, shape, or form. Yes, I'm going through a lot, and I have gone through a lot, but I haven't given up. I'm not giving up on God because God didn't give up on me. I'm not giving up because I believe that there is greater to come for me. So I don't want to give up before I get to the greater. I don't want to give up until I get to, I don't even want to say the finish line, because life is a journey. It's not a destination. And you just got to keep going. Even when you feel like you've gotten to a finish line, then there's another finish line that you should be going towards. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. No matter what you are going through. I've gone through a lot of tumultuous moments, trials, tests, and tribulations. But even if I have shed some tears, even if I've had a moment where I felt like, God, I don't know how much more I can take of this, I'm not giving up. So those moments of feeling sad or feeling despair or feeling hurt or feeling worried or nervous or anxious or whatever they may be, those are moments. It's not forever. I know that what I have gone through in my life, it is not the end. It's not forever. So I am so grateful to the greater one within me and thankful that my husband, my loved one, he is still here. He doesn't deserve to be hurting the way that he is, and I'm not giving up on him. He is a great man. He has loved me. He has supported me in so many different ways, and he's going through a tumultuous, difficult time mentally, but I'm believing that in 2023, he's going to get the help that he deserves in all of those areas, emotionally, mentally, physically, medically, and financially. I'm believing for that for him. And for me, for us. So with all of those things, I just want to say that I hope and pray that you all have your goals and your desires that you want to see happen for you in 2023. You are making your list of what you need to do to see those things happen and to make them come to pass. And also that you are not just making this list of New Year's resolutions like a lot of people do. I don't make resolutions, but I do have desires of things that I want to see happen for me in this new year. And most importantly, putting yourself first. And a lot of times we have, especially women, guilt in putting ourselves first because we've been made to feel that we are just here to support or serve other people. But you cannot help anyone else the way that you really should be able to or want to help them if you are not good for anyone when you're not helping yourself. And that's the reason why when you're on the airplane and they talk to you about the oxygen mask, they always tell you that you have to secure yours first before you can help the other person. It makes so much sense, right? But in life, we tend to not do that. So I already have my yearly mammogram scheduled for February. I did a video where I had my first mammogram done earlier this year, and I never put it out there. So I actually need to get that video edited and put it out there. My yearly OBGYN appointment, it's scheduled for January. I just want to go ahead and get those things knocked out, get it done in the beginning of the year, and taking care of me. I was on a 75-day hard challenge where I had 0 alcohol for 75 days. So I may enjoy some champagne or something, but just because I'm done with that challenge doesn't mean I'm going to go back into, which I never was a heavy drinker, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go back into life before the challenge. I did go through this challenge to help to impart some more discipline in me, because there are moments where I tend to procrastinate and put things off, and I don't want to live my life in that way anymore. So I'm going to just say, guys, from my heart to yours, as the minister of beauty, I hope and pray that you all are safe, well, and most importantly, that you will have an amazingly blessed and beautiful new year. So I will see you in 2023. Happy New Year.